Good evening, Muskegon.
Good evening.
This is Tony Williams.
And Chauncey Williams with What Do I Do Now, your guide to credit, debt, and planning for your financial success.
Whoa, it's cold, man.
And I don't even know, like, maybe I thought I was going to have a spring break where I was going to get to jog outside every day and be in some warm weather and probably shoot some hoops outside. And,
Right.
man, it's a different story.
I don't know what happened, man. We've had some days in March that were really nice, and then April get here, and it's got a November feel to it.
Yeah, I was thinking that April shower was supposed to bring May flowers, like it's going to be warm, like
Right.
a warm rain. You know, that warm
Right.
rain where it rain all day or something like that, or you get some good sun. Or
It was snowing today, man.
April
Snow
Fool.
flurries in
April Fool.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, well, before we get into the show, we got to recap the NCAA championship.
Ooh, man, probably one of the best since Villanova won it.
Villanova
31
won it.
years ago when
Yeah.
they won it back in the day. Didn't they beat Patrick Ewing and them or
Yes,
something?
they did.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
an
The
underdog
Big
type of
East,
game.
They was an underdog again.
Man.
You know, and I had not seen them play throughout the year, and I forget which game I caught, but I looked at their basketball team and I said, man, this is an impressive basketball team.
They 4 guards in, 1 big.
Okay,
So they run that 4-out offense.
is what they call it.
Yep, where you got it. You watch those dribble handoffs
Yeah.
and those guards attack so good and everybody can shoot.
Oh yeah.
And then they pressure the ball well, so you got to be like, and that's what I was like, well, North Carolina would actually cause a problem for them, but them boys were shooting so well, North Carolina couldn't even get in the stride. They had to defend them.
Yeah, they did. They stretched that offense on North Carolina because they had a good team now. They had some athletes over on North Carolina, man.
Them big boys they wasn't really a factor because
No.
them guards took them right out.
Not like they were in some of the other games in the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was extremely impressed with Villanova. Well, because I guess the platform for North Carolina is like, they get the McDonald All-Americans,
All of
them. The Kentuckys, the Kansas, and Villanova is just one of those teams that showed up. And you be impressed with not only the athletes on the floor, but the coaching staff because they got those kids to come to Villanova.
Yeah, they always get those kind of guards. Like, remember Kyle Lowry?
Yeah.
Kyle Lowry's from there. It's another guard there.
It's another guard.
That's from, he plays for OKC now. He's a
Yeah.
backup.
Yeah. They interviewed him the other day.
Yep, his heart is on the wrong side of his body. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
But he's nice. He played in the backcourt with Kyle Lowry, and they went to like the Final Four. They were awesome.
They was awesome.
They were awesome team. But they were that same coach, same style.
Yeah.
4 guards.
Well, Massimino was the
Yep.
coach back then.
Yep.
Raleigh. Yeah.
They were tough. So it's
Yeah.
like you look at those groups that they got a brand of basketball that they teach that is fun to watch.
Okay.
They defend you.
Yes,
and
they
they can
do.
cause some havoc, baby.
And it was just an excellent basketball game, man. I thoroughly enjoyed that game.
But the last
Because-
shot, though, I'm going to give it to the point guard
Oh, yeah.
manufactured the penetration.
Yes, he did.
He penetrated. He seen the big that was there. He gave the handoff
Yeah.
to the trailer.
Set a screen.
Yep.
Set a screen. All
Walk
he needed
through
was
screen.
a second.
Big boy, they called him Chubby Man.
Yeah, because he said he can hit it.
He can hit it.
That wasn't a fluke. That was a design play. That big fella stood there and watched it.
Yeah. Man, that's how you want to go out. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a kid's dream.
Oh, it is.
Everybody
Clock
do that.
running
3,
down.
2,
Game
1.
tied.
In the park by yourself. Trying
Right.
to hit the
We all done that. Oh, yeah.
Man, you can tell your kids that for, I mean, you go down in history.
That's going to be one of the shots that, always be replayed when it comes to the NCAA tournament, man. Because it was just a great shot, a great tournament. We didn't have anybody that represented us from the great state of Michigan.
The glove.
But,
the mitten, I mean.
Yeah, from the mitten. But overall, I enjoyed the tournament this year. It was really, really a great event.
A lot of kids are going to the lower level schools. They're like, well, if I'm not getting recruited by the big name, I don't have to wait on them. I'm good enough to play, and I can beat the big teams. That's what I've seen this year.
And I think that was evident when you take a look at it, the Michigan State game, right?
Yes.
What was it?
Middle Tennessee.
Middle Tennessee.
They had some athletes, and then they was on.
They had a good night that night.
Yep. The shooter, the brother that led the NCAA in 3-point shooting, he was nice. The dark-skinned guy, he could stroke the ball.
And there was a few others that was from that middle tier that showed up. Just give us a shot. Get us into the tournament.
Yeah.
They didn't make a deep run, but they made some noise.
Yeah, they did some good things.
Yeah, they made some noise. So
But that's the difference between somebody staying 1 year and somebody staying all 4.
right.
They know the coaching system. They got the camaraderie. They got the
Chemistry.
chemistry, and they know what they gonna do. They like, I'm a senior. I'm out here to.
That's right.
To make me a run.
Okay, and they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. You always gotta look at that roster when you filling out your bracket. You better go to that roster and see how many seniors on these teams.
Look at them big names. Get you pop. Get your bubble bust.
That's for sure, man.
Yep.
Okay, so what you got on your list today, John?
What I got today is, I know you say you wanted to do insurance, and I was just looking at some things. I saw some things in some of my resources. It says utilizing insurance to help combat risk. And I was like, well, I said, you was going to do the show today. I said, how can I help my brother out? I was like, well, you need insurance if, and I had a checklist on what you would need insurance for.
Okay.
So this is for the audience. I'm going to go through those. And I know you're going to pinpoint the one category, because I know we're going to do this a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
Probably on our next show also. But I know you're going to pinpoint in the spot. So I just want to go through that list and, help you facilitate the show today. But I just want to share with the audience. You need insurance if you can't afford to pay cash to repair or replace your vehicle if you're in an accident. You want to reduce your possibility of being sued. Yes, if you are exposed to liability in more ways than probably you imagine, such as car accidents, a tree falling in your yard, damaging your neighbor's house, or a dog biting the mail carrier. Each could result in a lawsuit.
Yep.
You can't afford to pay cash for repair your home in the event of a fire, damaging wind, or a hailstorm. If you can't afford major repairs, you definitely can't afford to replace your home if it's destroyed. And you talked about the hailstorm last week.
Yeah.
Putting dents in cars, and they saying like they have to total them. So
Yeah, you can't repair them.
imagine not having insurance in your nice car to cover it, full coverage, and then a hailstorm happens. You can't afford to pay cash for adequate medical care in the event of illness or injury. You need long-term medical insurance, and you're not able to pay it comfortably out of your own pocket. You need your income to survive after you lose a relative or a spouse. And you expect on that income, and you didn't have proper insurance on that person. Or your family needs that income when you leave.
Big. That's huge.
You have assets to protect. You know, when people got things they want to protect that they probably inherited, or things that
Purchasing a home. Yeah. You know, early stages of purchasing a home.
And last but not least, you'll be more comfortable transferring big financial risk to his insurance company instead of anything else. Like, you know, you talked about like saving money,
right,
and things like that. And insurance companies are good places to hold those funds. Remember when we came in the show talking today, you said you can get an insurance policy where you can recycle the overages or the extras.
Right. You can do conversions in these policies. And I think, you know, one of the topics you hit on is just purely what insurance is about, is transferring risk. Okay? If you had to give a term to insurance, that's basically what it is transferring risk to the insurance company. And in the process of transferring that risk, the insurance company says that in the form of a premium, you will give me X amount of dollars for assuming the risk. If your house burned up, tornado hit it, if your car is totaled in an accident, we're going to pay for that risk. And it's going to be a huge outlay of money, but we took a risk on insuring you because we do the due diligence of knowing, you know, who are good risk and who are not. Because at the end of the day, insurance is a business. And in this country, if you're in business, you must be making money or you won't be in business.
I was telling some young guys that today. I was like, if you're in business, if you just in business for just to be selling something and you're not making a profit, you need to get out of it. You're not at least making a 30. I look at it, if you're not at least making a 40% to 30% profit off every transaction you make, you need to step out of business.
Yeah, because you're wasting your time. You know, we understand the process of going into business because you're a businessman, I am too, is the fact that in the early years, you know, it takes time in order to build your clientele. So yeah, the early part of your career, you probably won't make a lot of money. But if you do your due diligence and, you know, pay attention to your business from a income and profit loss statement, over time you're going to do okay. Had an attorney stopped in my office today, just got started, just passed the bar, and was saying that as an attorney, they really can't even afford to open an office because they don't have any clients.
So they have to work with somebody else's practice.
So they're looking either to partner with another attorney in their office, or like you say, to join a firm. But even attorneys and doctors, the same thing. Rarely can they step out of medical school or law school and open up and hang a shingle. That's what they call it. Hang your shingle outside, unless your family has a strong record in the law industry.
Yeah, that's how my attorney started out. He started working with somebody in their practice, and they became good buddies and everything. But now he had his own practice.
Right.
So
It took
he's
him
doing
time.
well. Yeah, it took some time. We graduated from college 2000. He finished law school like 03, 04. And I think the last like 6 years he's a reputable attorney, and now he's actually having that turnover in his business.
Right.
And he really has a great clientele, and he has a good reputation.
That's
So
it.
it's like now the money's there now.
Okay.
It's happening for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, it was a struggle. I bet
it was a
if
struggle.
you sit down and ask him
He told
in the
me.
beginning, it was a struggle. Which anything that's worth its weight is going to cause some sacrifice on your part. But the payoff is definitely worth it once you get into the business and learn the ropes. But one of the topics you hit on was about, today's world, there's a lot of two-wage earners in the family.
Yes.
Okay, both husband and wife work, and they're both dependent on each other's income in order to run their household.
Yeah, that was the one when I mentioned your family needs your income to survive.
Absolutely. So if something were to happen to you, how do you replace that income? Okay, and that's what life insurance is about. But this is a constant struggle for me in my business, is to try to get people to understand the value of having life insurance, especially when there's people that depend on you. Okay, and I thought about it. I said, well, what are the reasons why? Why don't people value or buy life insurance? And I went through and I found some. I have my own beliefs and my own experiences, but I just wanted to go to an area where other folks have also, experienced the same kinds of things, and came up with some reasons why. And it's 10 of them. The number one is that it costs too much, or I can't afford it. Well, you can say that, but if you were to take a look at your expenditures on a monthly basis, I'm pretty sure there's some things on there
You can cross
that
out.
you could cross out in order to provide your family with a life insurance policy in the event that something were to happen to you.
Yeah. Like right now, I'm looking at something right now, like being here with you and having you as a mentor. Like I got life insurance with one company, but like I'm getting ready to do some investments. So I got something I'm getting ready to pay off in the next couple months.
Okay?
Like a vehicle. And I'm like, I can't wait because I'm not buying a new one. I'm gonna invest a portion, like it could either be 20% of that into some more insurance.
Yeah.
That's
some
what I'm
more
gonna do.
insurance.
So I've been thinking about it. Me and my wife already done wrote it down, everything. Like I don't need to buy a new vehicle or have this or have that.
Transportation.
Yeah, I got A to B. One car is A to B, and one car is the highway.
Okay.
Truck is A to B, the car is the highway.
Get you a Roth IRA. Put that money into it. It's non-taxable at
Yep.
any event, and that's the way to go.
Cause I got a pension already, got a retirement,
Right.
Got some money I've been saving up. But then it's always other ways you can build. Like you said, with the insurance, as you keep on renewing, put the extra money over.
Okay. Yeah. There's
So that's my goal when I move towards that. That's what I want to do.
There's a lot of ways to invest your money once you understand the power of investing and you make a commitment to do that. There's a lot of ways to do it. The number two reason people don't buy insurance, I don't need it because I have plenty of assets to leave my loved ones. Okay, that may be true, but what are the form of the assets in at the moment? Jewelry, real estate, but there's not a lot of folks that can say that, because if you got a young family, how long could those assets sustain your family versus having $150,000 cash, in their possession?
Or this one right here. I gotta look at a lot of stuff online when I'm doing things and like investment things, and like Gibraltar Trade Center I used to go to all the time in Taylor.
Okay.
And
yeah.
what they used to do is people had those estate sales, they sell their cars. So it'd be them old schools, and it'd be some cars worth a lot of money, but
Yes,
they don't
they
get
do.
the money that they supposed to got for them.
Nope.
The family just be like, we just want to sell this for $7,000. It'd be like a Chevy Nova that probably worth $15,000. They just let it go for $7,000 or $5,000
to get rid of it.
Like they had a sale, I think last month they had 144 classic cars. The prices were ridiculously low, but it was for all 4 estate sales. But people that had family members that died that were wealthy. Their father or their grandfather just had all these cars because he worked in the plant or something. He just always bought a model and just kept it. It was like these cars were immaculate.
Yeah.
But they was like, well, we can't do nothing with them. We live in Florida.
Right.
I'm not gonna ride in that.
And I don't have the time
I
for
don't
it.
have time for that car. That was granddaddy car.
Liquidate it,
Yep.
give me the cash, and I'm out of here. If the guy that makes some money on it, that's okay.
And a lot of times we think like, oh, I'm gonna leave it to my son. Your son gonna tear that up.
They don't want it.
He don't want it. He gonna have his homeboys in it, mashing it.
Right. Plus, it don't have all the gadgets that they want now. Where they can plug in their iPad or their iPod or whatever it is,
They
man.
gonna tear the dash up. They gonna do everything. Smoking in your car. You gonna turn in
Trash
your
it.
grave.
Don't even have power seats.
But I just think
No
about
sunroof.
that. I've seen it before. Somebody leave somebody something and they abuse it. A house or a car, something. Liquidate it. Make sure it's money that you can leave back and put it in like a trust
In a
or
trust.
a annuity, so they can
do
have a
that.
certain amount of month. That's what I would think. That's all that trying to leave somebody something that they can remember you. Those are the sad things.
No. Leave them a legacy.
Leave them a watch
Leave them a watch.
or a ring, a Rolex ring. A
But-
ring or a watch or something. Don't leave the vehicle.
No, leave enough money so that your wife don't have to worry about having to rush out and get married again or replace your income. Just pay the house off. Got enough money that she can go back to school or whatever she might want to do. But that's the purpose in life insurance. So providing money for your kids to go to college, so they can get an upper leg in life versus having to struggle. It's okay to struggle, but if you care about your kids, you want to look out for them if you can. Third one was I'm healthy. Well, at some point in time, we're all healthy. Trying to say I used to play basketball every day. There's a lot of things I used to do, and I still consider my health is good, but I can't do none of that stuff. Yeah. So that's old man time saying, okay, you can't do all the things you used to do. So that's one of them.
You got to replace some things in certain areas.
Yeah.
Make sure you set up for that. You're right.
Yeah. Number 4, I've got too many other things to worry about. Okay. And I can understand that. There's a lot of things on people's plates these days. But, we can always take time to plan the things that we want to, such as a trip. So, again, give life insurance and the security of your family the same due diligence you would if you was planning a trip somewhere.
I want to share an example. Like I told you, my uncle-in-law passed away a couple months ago.
Okay.
And he was a wealthy man. He was an engineer. And he was retired, I think, since I was like in the 8th grade, he was retired. So he lived for a long time. My aunt was married to him. And they just built like this new mini mansion in Mississippi. Okay. Beautiful, immaculate home. She always wanted like a mini mansion. I already had a nice house. So they built this mini mansion. And then he lived in it for like a month. Then he passed away.
Wow.
I was kind of sad about that, and I know she was, but then I look back, everything paid for. House cashed out.
Okay.
They bought it cash, because he was that kind of guy.
He took care of his money,
He was a
man.
business guy.
Financial.
But he left her so much after that. It was like she never had a want, even when she was alive. It was like Uncle Charlie knew how to put things in place.
Okay.
When it came to that dollar, he didn't play with it.
And you know what? When you're in that position in life, it's okay not to have life insurance because it sounds like Uncle Charlie had enough money.
But he had life insurance too. So it's like,
well, he was a smart guy.
It's just everybody was taken care of. So I look back at that like that's a great example that I've been trying to strive and be like.
Yeah, and he didn't want to just use his resources or his assets up. That's why he had a life insurance policy. Whatever he's got, he wanted his wife to continue to have those.
Yep.
So,
she don't have to leave the mini mansion. She does. She got that big old house to herself. So
that's a good man.
That's what she wanted. So that's why I say he left a legacy.
Yeah. But he worked at it though, right?
Yes, he did.
He wasn't no joke.
Yep. Yes, he did. And I've seen him develop several people. He did help develop me. And just his nephew Eddie Jones. It was like Eddie Jones played for the Lakers. So I'm like, I've seen somebody actually teach the principles and morals on how you're supposed to be as a person.
Okay.
That was a businessman, but he was teaching us ethics too.
Oh, that's part of it.
So that was a solid man. He always talked about that. Make sure you save up at least 10% of your check. You got insurances for this. We say it's gonna be a day where somebody not gonna be alive, granddaddy not gonna be around.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen people like that talk about that all the time. That's all they talked about. Investing and making sure they left something behind for their family.
Right.
So it just that's been constantly on my mind, just thinking about that. So I do appreciate having people in my life that did it. So I make sure I have to follow suit.
I think that's what we're trying to do, is just share some of that knowledge with our audience, man. I'm gonna get through these here. Number 5 is I don't understand it well enough to buy it, which is understandable.
Yeah.
That's understandable, but that's why you need to go knock on somebody's door or ring their telephone and ask to come in and sit down and talk about this.
I think people be ashamed though.
Well, the next topic is they find it intimidating. The process is intimidating because it makes you think about other things. That says that if I buy this life insurance, that means that at some point in time, I'm gonna die. Well, guess what?
Everybody, that's one thing you promised.
Okay.
That's the only thing you really promised in life.
The day you were born.
You can't figure your way out of death.
Nope.
Les Brown has this quote. He said, "Live your life. Don't live your life on the bench. Go live your life in the game. But you can't get out of life alive."
You can't get out of life alive.
You can't go. No matter what you do, like I'm gonna sit on the bench and they might not recognize me in this game of life.
No.
Don't put me in, coach. I can sit on the sideline and just point my whole life. No, I ain't gonna sit on the bench. Get in and play the game of life.
Play the
invest,
game of life,
do
man.
things you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So get your butt out the stands. Ain't no
right.
buts to this.
That's
So
it.
like, don't be afraid. There's no but. I want to get insurance, but no, there's no buts.
There's
to
no
it.
buts.
And he said, get your butt out the stands.
Man,
And
Les
go-
is
go.
awesome.
Yep, Les
He's
is
an
awesome.
guy,
So
man.
they got me
listen to
thinking
Les
about that.
quite often, man, because he just tell you like it
Yeah,
is.
tell you like it
You
is,
know,
man.
He came from a rough background.
Yeah, he
but,
did.
You know, he's an excellent speaker, and you know, the guy don't mind talking to folks and telling them like it is. A couple more here is I don't trust insurance companies or agents. Yeah, well, there's probably some shady agents, just like there is anything else in this world.
Doctors,
Shady.
shady doctors.
Okay, shady doctors, shady lawyers. You got to trust somebody.
It's called
Okay?
malpractice, so they'll get them.
Yeah. And the last one was, I'll get it eventually. Yeah, well, eventually it might be too late. So, you know, it's just a subject that's near and dear to me because I've seen enough situations where people have passed away without it. And it's just not a good situation. Not in our day and age, Chauncey, when we have products that are available to us. And I'm just going to throw you a few examples of a 21-year-old, even for parents that's got kids that's away from, you know, college, or maybe out in the world doing things that they may not approve of. Then you probably should want to get a life insurance policy until they get their life in order, because I'm sure you didn't raise them to act like that. Okay, but you know, but it happens. 21-year-old, 10-year, $150,000 insurance policy, $9.73.
So for 21-year-old, you get how much? $150,000.
$150,000, 10-year guaranteed policy.
So in 10 years, if I pay $9 a month for 10 years, that policy is covered.
It's covered.
Now, after that 10 years, what can I do after those 10 years?
We call it conversion. You convert it into another 10-year. But what's even better, Sanshi, if you take that same 21-year-old and you buy a 30-year term. So he's 21, he'd be 51.
Yes.
When the term comes due, $150,000, $13.60. $13.60. Now, I took another.
I got a friend, but man, I might not even mention his name.
Okay.
But he, like you said, them knucklehead kids.
Mm-hmm.
He has insurance policies on some of his relatives,
Good man.
and they like his grandsons, and they don't know that he got these policies.
It's okay.
But he got the policies where they got a cash amount. They worth a certain amount. And he showed me a check for one of them. And I was just like, it was like probably like $75,000. I said, did this person know? He said, no, they don't know. He said, only reason I'm gonna let them know is when they go get a job or they go finish school, I'm gonna let them know. I'm gonna cash it for them. Because he got it when they were born.
Right.
Like they
That's
was
what I
like 3
got.
days old or something like that, a week old. And he just, all right, he just kept on paying on it.
Yeah.
He
Whole
said it
life
was
policy.
cheap. It was cheap.
Mhm.
So then when they turned 18, he just like, I got this money now.
Okay.
He said, look at this. And it was two of them. I was like a total of $150,000.
Yep.
I said, they don't know. He said, no, they don't know. He said, I just keep on telling them, do something with your life. Go to school. Go to work. Go do this. I'll look out for you.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, they keep on playing in the streets.
So either way, now if they
Yep.
get it, then they get a payoff. If they don't get it, he get the payoff.
It's like, so I'm thinking, I'm like, wow. So you got these elders, your elders telling you that love you, Go do the right thing. I got something for you.
Right.
And you got these kids in this community that's ignoring it.
Just ignoring it, man.
Don't even know you got $75,000, a portion of that waiting on you if you go in the right direction. I hope I don't know. They don't know who it is. I'm not going to say their name. I'm not going to say the person.
I don't need to say that.
But the point and the fact is, if somebody telling you to do something right with your life, and they say they got something for you, best believe it's some smart people, smart older people in this community that work in some foundries and factories, and they want a better way for their kids. It's some good people in this community that put some good things aside for some people. And you got a hard head right now.
It's experience, Charles.
So I'm not trying to act like I'm trying to minister to somebody, but
well, you need to.
when I seen that check, Tony, I said, "You need a grandson?" I like, hey, man, I need a goddaddy. That's how I was looking like. Because he just showed me, say, I'm just gonna wait on them, man. I'm waiting on them to see if they're gonna do what they like.
Mm-hmm.
Say, if not, I'm gonna do what you say. So I'm just gonna go on and just keep on renewing the money.
Yeah.
Put it back in something else and just
He
invest.
can cash it out himself.
Yep.
You know, because
Like,
I'm sure he's the beneficiary.
Yeah, he's a beneficiary, but they got their name on it.
Yep.
And he's just like, if they just do something right, I'll buy them a house.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just buy them the car they want if they just go back to school or they just get this job, get their life right.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, he bought it when they was too young, and you know, I know. Well, for mine is like $25 a month, $100,000, and I got another what they call a Uniform Gift of Minors Act for my granddaughter. If money goes in there that nobody can touch, not I, her parents, nobody.
So when she get a certain age.
When she gets a certain age at 18, then she has access to that money, provided she go to college. Okay, and then that money can be used for her to go to college, and that was just something that I said I was going to do, and it's no real financial hardship. When I look at the benefits of it, it's nothing.
But the perks are great.
Oh yeah, she'll appreciate it one day, you know. And the numbers that we're looking at for this life insurance policy, man, is probably 25% of what most people pay for a cell phone.
So cut your cell phone down, cut the minutes down.
And go out and get an insurance policy that will protect you, your family, or your kid's family or somebody. Because invariably you'll see the benefits they set up, you know, with cooking chicken dinners and we're passing the hat.
Go funds.
Yeah. When for $9, for less than $10 a month. And if there's people out there that play the lottery, there's nobody that play the lottery that can tell me that they don't spend less than $10 a month. Okay?
I've seen
on the win.
100.
All right?
100 in a day.
Yeah.
I've been in lines in stores and a guy come in like, give me this number, give me this number, give me that. Oh, you got my numbers? They hand him a big old stack like this. And
right.
Give him the money.
Gambling.
I'm like, wow. They know his numbers already that he got to play. They come in.
Oh, yeah.
Got my numbers ready? They rap dude. Hand him a stack like this. He hand him the money.
Yeah.
Stack of numbers.
Well, that's a chance, right? That's a chance. They can win. But with a life insurance policy, you know it's going to pay off one day.
One day. I'd rather have
it's
that. It's
guaranteed to pay off
for $9
one day.
a month. I know I'd rather have I know.
Okay. Because I guess some people have a mentality, well, they'll be okay. They'll get by.
I got to hit this number, Tone.
But I wouldn't do that to my family.
Tone, if I hit this number,
oh, yeah.
I'm going to give everybody.
Right.
Everybody in my family, I'm gonna give my.
I'm waiting for that day, for that story to come up.
If I hit that number, I'm gonna get this house over here. If I hit that number, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this boat. I'm gonna get this. If I hit that number,
okay,
that's the story.
Well, you know what I tell people: don't throw away your tickets. All right, get a paper bag. Get a big one. Get the biggest paper bag. Probably one of them old leaf bags. And all your losers, I want you to throw in that bag and save them for a year at least. And at the end of the year,
count up the amount.
You count that up.
Ooh, that's
and say, okay, what could I have done with that money? Because you probably hit a lick here or there, but for the most part, it didn't amount to what you paid into the system. Right. But if you do that, you're going to have one of those significant emotional events that says, I'm going to take these tickets and I'm going to throw them in the trash because I could have taken my money and thrown it in the trash and got the same result versus taking that money and investing it and it had that plus some more today. But I'd rather take a chance on the lottery versus buying a whole life policy or investing in a Roth IRA or traditional IRA.
That's hurt feelings right there.
So it's just a mindset that says, you know what? It's good to have a little fun, if you want to call that particular process fun, but it has to be moderation. But at the end of the day, you must have a plan for financial success and financial freedom, and you got to stick to it, and you got to dedicate yourself, and be committed, and you'll be surprised at what you'll find on down the road.
The buried diamonds.
Okay.
Bury the dirt, bury the charcoal so you can dig up the diamond.
Because when you look at your financial statement, and it's got 7 digits, not 6, but 7 digits, it's like, okay, I got it. It was well worth the due diligence that I took. Okay. Even if it's 6, even if it's 6 digits.
I'm hearing you loud. I'm hearing you loud and clear.
But trust me, it works.
My plan is in effect. It's gonna be even better.
Yeah.
Because I'm like I said, we doing a due diligence, we're researching and doing this for the people in the community. But at the same time, we're looking at our own lives. I'm always taking away my life because I'm young and I'm looking at it and seeing and I'm monitoring and seeing how can I cut expenses, how can I do this with my business, how can I put money here. I'm seeing that in my own way. I've helped a lot of people get out of a lot of jams. So I'm at that point in my life now. I'm looking at certain things like I want to be here. I'm looking at my life with the end in mind. I want to be here. I want to be able to do A, B, and C, and not have to wait on A, B, and C, but be able to have those things in place.
And you don't get there by just foolishly spending your money. Okay, you have to be jealous of your money. You know, some guys get jealous of women.
Yeah.
Some guys get jealous about other guys' cars. Don't do that.
Don't do
get
that.
Jealous about your money. When you spend that money, make sure you feel good about it and you got what you really wanted.
Yeah, what you wanted. You're not kidding.
Yeah. So, but anyway, as usual, when we're having a good time, we run out of time.
Man, we run out of time. I was so fast.
But again, Muskegon, tell somebody to tune in on Saturday at 3 p.m. to listen to this show, because for some folks, it could make the difference in how they spend the rest of their lives when it comes to financial planning.
You're right. Several people have contacted both of us, and
Oh, yeah.
I've seen changes in their life. They were happy. Inboxed me. Somebody inboxed me. They was like, man, I really appreciate it. I contact you. I'm glad that I heard you on the radio talking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's been like that through the last 25 shows. We done gave some great golden nuggets away. People done approach, man, you give them some good information away, man.
That's right.
I was like, it's not really giving it away. It's trying to open a door to a mind to say, hey, there's an opportunity out there with somebody out there that's down to earth, that you can run into in a community, that's not going to judge you.
Right.
That's going to help you.
That's
where we at. That's how we sit at today. And we always talk back and forth about, I got this person for you. You tell me you got somebody that can help me. So that's how we want to be. That's our community. We got to get back to collective economics.
That's a
Keep
good
that
term.
dollar recycling in Muskegon.
Okay.
Especially in our community where that dollar stays in this city. It stays in our neighborhood 6 times. They bounce 6 times before it leave our neighborhood.
We know other communities do, don't they?
Yes, they do. And
we
want
don't
to
need
make
the
sure
name of what we know who
that's
they
right.
are.
We want to make that dollar bounce 6 times. So anytime I can send somebody to my brother Tony, I'm going to do that, because that's what it's about. I see that he has a great knowledge base and he knows his material, and I've heard nothing but positive things about him. So,
and vice versa. Same with Chauncey. You know, we're in this together. We're going to share. We're going to learn from each other. And the process is not only to make us better, but we want to make our listening audience better and aware of what some of the things are out here that they can do to solidify a good financial foundation for the future.
I'm Chauncey Williams.
And I'm Tony Williams.
This is What Do I Do Now, your guide to credit, debt, and planning for your financial success with 103.7 The Beat. 103.7 The Beat. 103.7 The Beat. 103.7 The Beat.